Welcome back. All right. So today, gold medal game between the U.S. and Canada at the Women's World Championships. Not really a surprise these two countries play against one another. It's more of a surprise if one or the other gets knocked out during the medal round. So we knew we were going to get the U.S. versus Canada. We knew it would be close, and it was. And so here we are. I would also like to start off by congratulating Czechia on their first ever medal at the Women's World Tournament. They got the bronze medal today in their victory, and kudos to Japan on winning in a shootout over a game against Finland, which featured a goal scored in overtime by Finland that proved to be offside. So, all that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the USA versus Canada matchup from today. In net, it was Hensley versus Desbiens. Desbiens feels like it's been the goaltender for Canada for a while now, and she's got a pretty darn good record, as you would. The one thing with this tournament that I mean, as much as it's great to see Canada and U.S. at this level and able to go against one another and stay close and all that, it would be nice to see other countries start getting to that level as well. Hopefully, we see that in the coming years. There's an early chance for Clark that deflects out. Turnbull was then shot blocking as the USA would press shortly after that. There's some dislike after a hold by Hensley. This is one of those games, too, where I understand that there's a lot of complaints, but there's no body checking, there's no body checking. There was a lot of physical contact in this game. There was a lot of board battles as well, and there were definitely some cross checks there that weren't getting called either. Coyne fires one wide on a rush. Both teams were defending pretty darn well, and that was the case throughout the first period. Jenner then has a rush that's defended. Coyne was denied on a turnover chance in the slot. The shots, though, are only one apiece at 6.5 minutes. So, again, the defense is really holding the day here. The U.S. presses at 7.5 minutes, but they're kept to the outside, which was, again, very standard in this game. Canada then presses. They draw themselves a power play. That was killed off. They get one shot on said power play. Jenner has a rush chance then that's blocked. Canada presses with 6 minutes left. The U.S. keeps them to the outside. So this is something I was writing down a lot because that was the case. A lot of battles along the boards. And again, definitely some physicality involved there, and definitely some cross checks here and there as well. Poulin is then denied on a face-off win. Then there was a crossbar for Carpenter on a rush by the Americans. 2:16 left. Canada goes back to the power play. U.S. defends well during said power play and forces Canada to go offside when they try to re-enter the zone. So that's killed off. No shots by Canada during that. And a very light first period in shots. Very much a chess match through the first period. If you were watching the game and you're like, this is kind of hard to watch, I was right there with you in the first. It did pick up in the second, and it really picked up in the third. Second period, there's a USA chant from the fans in attendance on the opening shift. Knight has a rush then that's broken up. There's board battles, again, early in this period. That's really where a lot of this game was played, was along the boards. Poulin can't bury one in close. Rock then clears a dangerous rebound as Canada was pressuring. Canada had the only shot, though, in the period at 4 minutes. So, again, we're keeping those shot totals really, really low. Coyne forces a turnover by Turnbull. Ambrose then broke up a rush for the Americans. The USA would press at 6.5 minutes. Keller's denied. Malte clears it out. The shots are only one apiece at 7.5 minutes. And, again, the shot totals would start to ramp up at a point here. Nurse has a rush chance that's saved. Fillier has a shot that's held. The USA presses. Steckline has a chance that deflects out. So we get a rush opportunity. We get a goal to open the scoring for Canada. It's Jenner, who was quiet in this tournament until the semifinals. She scores from Poulin and Shelton at 9:31. They originally gave the secondary assist to Rattray. And it's scored on a rush, and it's a short, sharp angle goal. And we can look at that and say, goalie might have wanted to hold on and get that one, but Canada getting a bit of a break there. And then Canada goes to another power play, their third in a row. And they score on this one. It is Jenner getting her second goal in a little over a minute at 10:55 from Fillier and Nurse. So Sarah Nurse on the board as well. And so it's 2-0 Canada. It was from the same spot, although I thought this was a higher quality shot. Roofed it to the far side. That was the 11th shot of the game for Canada. The U.S. had 5 to this point. So again, it really felt like this just wasn't the U.S.'s day, but things would turn around for them. Harmon has a rush chance that deflects wide. Fillier's then denied on a rush. Hensley, you could see she can't allow another one, so she amped up her game there. USA gets a power play. Canada keeps it to the outside, manages to clear it out. The power play is killed off. One shot allowed by the Canadian penalty killers. Then we get a dog pile at Canada's net. Desbiens somehow holds through all of that. There's cross checks and cross checks on top of cross checks there. Poulin then has a net drive that's defended. Bell has a chance saved as Canada presses. We then had, with 1:37 left, the Americans going back to the power play, their second in a row. Strong penalty killing by Stacey. However, at 19:39, after the play gets going again, it is a power play marker for the Americans. It is Abby Rock from Kessel and Coyne. And that's the third power play goal of the tournament for Rock out of her 5 goals in this tournament. And so with 21 seconds left in the second period, this game has tightened up quite a bit. So we're going to the third period. And there's an early press by the Americans, and the Americans really controlled this early. Eden is robbed. The first few shifts are all America. Gilday then has a shot that deflects wide. Desbiens holds with Knight on the doorstep. Clark has a fast break. Hensley saves that. More American pressure at 6 minutes. Rock almost gets one. Can't tip in her second. The puck ends up deflecting out on that play. And then Hillary Knight nearly ties it. She draws a power play on that setup play there. So Coyle and Rock had chances on a rush. Those are saved. Desbiens gets a whistle, but the puck's loose. So Kendall Coyne Schofield goes over to let the referee know that puck was loose, and it was. So a bit of a break there for Canada. Clark clears on the next faceoff. Coyne then fires one wide, and there's a near miss for Rock. That's killed off despite the prime chances for the Americans. And I don't know how that puck stayed out. I really don't, because they had that puck in close, like 6 feet from the net. Should be able to bury that, and for whatever reason, it just wouldn't go in. So Canada then gets a power play with 8:48 left. Eden clears it out, and the U.S. keep them to the outside. They managed to kill that off. There's no shots, and more importantly, I think, not just the no shots, but no momentum swing in favor of Canada coming off of that power play. Harvey then has a net drive that's held. Jenner had a rush chance that was held. Clark shot blocks as the USA presses. There's an icing with 2:39 left by Canada. That leads to the goaltender being pulled by the Americans. Fillier blocks a shot for Harvey. Kessel then has a shot that's held. With 1:25 left, the Americans call a timeout, try to come up with a plan here. Coyne and Kessel are then denied. Canada's holding on, and we're seeing Desbiens earning her pay today. Canada clears with 25 seconds left. The Americans would come back in. Harvey has a shot that's blocked, and with that shot block, it clinches Canadian gold there. So a lot of opportunities for the Americans. They're likely going to be discussing the chances that just wouldn't go, the ones that almost went, and the ones that deflected out. But in the end, Canada wins 2-1. They win gold. The Americans, of course, win silver to go with Czechia's bronze. The shots in this one, 5-2 Canada in the first, 6 apiece in the second. Remember, they were only one each at 7.5 minutes, so the shots pick up from there. And then 13-9 Canada in the third period. Final shots, 24-17 Canada. And for Canada, this is special. They win gold at the Olympics, under 18s, and at the Worlds. So that's 3. Hensley saves 22 out of 24. Desbiens saves 16 out of 17. The players of the game for the Americans, Kendall Coyne Schofield, she did not look like that. Gave her any sense of relief whatsoever. These two countries really enjoy beating one another, and so they're not really interested in who the player of the game is if they didn't win the game. And Brianne Jenner is the player of the game for Canada. She saved her best for last. She goes out in the gold medal game and has her best game of the tournament. So there you go. Canada wins gold. The U.S. wins silver. And we'll come back to this next year. And again, I really think for the women, there needs to be more countries that can skate with the Canadians and the Americans, that can keep up with them. And we can have some sort of surprise when it comes to women's hockey. I think that would benefit women's hockey everywhere. But hey, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below, as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.